Hello and welcome. You're watching the National Stock Game right here on ET Now. I'm Devina Menon. Morning to all of our viewers. I'm Avan. The bars and things are certainly heating up right here on BNS and the Stock Game. We'll be telling you a lot about all of that as the time goes by. But for now, let's run you through the rules as to how the Stock Game is played. We give a notional amount of 5 lakh rupees to our 3 experts. They join in from Monday right up until Friday. On that amount, whoever makes the maximum money is declared as the winner on Friday at 3:30. They have to build their portfolio with 4 stocks in all. A compulsory return of 2 stocks is required every day. Only 1 stock can be selected from the F&O space. And if there is a sell call in the cash market, that stock needs to be replaced by the end of the day. In addition to that, as you know, if there are any targets which are achieved, any stop losses which are hit, those also have to be changed by the end of the day. We've got our experts who are standing by with us. We've got Gaurang Shah, Deepak Mahoney, as well as Rajat Bose ready to play the stock game. Morning, gentlemen. We will be discussing all of your stock picks, but not before we run you through what happened yesterday.
Oh, yes. Yesterday, like we pointed out, it was really a very interesting day because by the end of the trading session, like we pointed out, Rajat had a lot of stocks open, which could probably turn in the opposite direction. And keeping in mind what happened today, we'll see where Rajat and Deepak stand along with Gaurang as well. But for day 3 and how they shaped up, let's run you through the names and the kind of calls that they had in their portfolio. Gaurang Shah first, and he had the following stocks. Aptech was a buy call. He had a buy call on a walk hard. The target price got hit on that one. SBI was a sell call, and Nifty Futures was also a sell for him. On to Rajat Bose and his portfolio on day 3. He got a completely short portfolio. So he had stocks like an India Bulls Real Estate, the Cummins, which he went short on. Stop loss got hit on that one. Power Finance Corp again went short on that one. Stop loss got hit by the end of the trading session. And JP Associate August Futures did well for him. His target got hit on that one, and that had the maximum quantity as well. Deepak Mahoney, and that's the stack up of day 3 for him. He also had a completely short portfolio. Vidya Bank, August Futures is what he went short on. He had a stop loss getting hit there, but apart from that, all the other stocks had target prices hit. So you had an India Bulls Real Estate, an overlap there, a J. Prakash Associate also an overlap, and even an Orchid Chemicals which he went short on, and his target got hit on that counter. But today is a whole new day. Let's quickly run you through the new changes that have been made in all of our 3 experts' portfolios. Rajat and Deepak have had to change the maximum amount of stocks. Gaurang, you retained a few stocks in your portfolio.
Yes, I've gone long on Godrej Industries, Bharti Airtel, Yes Bank, and the stock that is in the news for wrong reason, ITC. I have gone short on that. I don't know what's the status now. I think the last that I saw, I think when Bharti, my stop loss was triggered, if I'm not mistaken, not too sure on that. So that's the churn that I've made. Unfortunately, I wanted to go long on Nifty, but since I already had Nifty short yesterday, I could not do that, so I had to replace it with ITC.
Okay, in fact, you do have a stop loss which has been hit on the Bharti Airtel, as Gaurang mentioned, and that's the only one so far. But let's talk about Rajat's portfolio. Rajat, of course, yesterday you were leading, but things have taken a bit of a change. Do you also wish you had adopted a strategy of keeping tight targets and stop losses like Deepak? And if you could run us through your portfolio for today.
Yeah, but today I have actually chosen a long-only portfolio starting with Idea Cellular. I basically concentrated on 2 sectors, telecom and banking. Telecom is, of course, not acting in my favor. I think Bharti Airtel, the second stock that I've chosen, has already hit the stop loss. And Vijaya Bank, August Futures, and Allahabad Bank are the 2 other stocks that I've chosen in my trading portfolio, and all of these are actually long positions.
All right, so completely reversing yesterday's stance and a bullish portfolio in today's session for Rajat Bose. Deepak Mahoney, yesterday was a good day for you. You made quite a handsome sum of money. What's the strategy today, and which of the stocks you picked out?
It's 4 longs once again. I would have preferred 3 longs and a short, but I couldn't really find a good short sale where I could get a decent enough stop loss as well as a stock that was, let's say, guaranteed to fall. So, but there were plenty of longs to choose from. So, therefore, it's 4 long positions. Futures, Tata Global Beverages, and in cash section, there is Aditya Birla Nuvo, or AB Nuvo as it's known. Prime Focus and Tata Teleservice, those were the buys, other buys in cash segment.
Alright, so a similar strategy being adopted by Deepak as well. Yesterday, after having 4 sell calls, he's gone long on his 4 picks in today's session. 1 stock getting its target hit, that's the Tata Global Beverages. But let's talk individual stocks. But before that, it's the calculator plate, and that's giving us a better indication. A bit of pain being witnessed on a Bharti Airtel for Gaurang, but on the whole making gains across the board. And since day one, it's a 2.5% gain, close to 13,000 rupees. Remember, this is the kind of profit that Gaurang has been making since the past few days. And on to Rajat Bose, who has a stop loss hit on a Bharti Airtel as well. He's making gains of about 9.5%, so 47,600 is what Rajat is getting into his kitty. The scorecard for Deepak Mahoney then, target price hit on a Tata Global Beverages. AB Novo and Prime Focus, you're seeing a bit of a loss coming there. But all in all, it's a healthy gain of close to 11%. So 54,000 rupees is what Deepak Mahoney is standing to gain at this point. Individual stocks then, and you've got the intraday chart of the Godrej Industries, Gaurang, which is looking fairly healthy today. A lot of analysts are also betting on the FMCG space, which has held up even in a down market like this.
Quite true, Avan, and I guess this is one stock among the entire FMCG pack. Of course, on ITC I've gone short because of the news that has been there. I think the stock was trading a little bit negative, close to about 1% low. But on Godrej Industries, I think this is one stock which has seen consistent buying and very limited amount of downside. Even on the fundamentals, I think this company stands very tall. So I've picked up Godrej Industries with that view, and a target about 234 is what I'm looking at. I guess with the market behaving that they have, there should be a little bit of more interest coming into the slightly safer sectors like FMCG and pharma.
All right, market interest likes to become a slightly safer sector. Gaurang likes the Godrej Industries. Remember, results also were good for the counter. It's a buy call coming in there with a target price of 234. Coming to you, Rajat, you've taken a bend towards telecom in today's session, not just Idea Cellular, that's your first stock which we will be discussing, but also about the Airtel. Idea Cellular particularly has been doing well so far, closing in on its 52-week high as well, up closer to 99.5. It's currently at 97 rupees. You've selected this for how much of a move, and for what period of time are we looking at an investment into Idea Cellular?
See, if you want to remain invested in Idea Cellular, you can really well do that for at least 3 to 6 months, where the target would be somewhere between, say, 125 to about 135. And in the short term, all I was expecting is to touch 99 kind of levels, and that's why I kept a target of, I think, 98 if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there I've kept a target of 98.50. This is the short-term target, and my feeling was that now that the market is showing signs of a recovery, Idea was one stock that was showing a lot of momentum, and relative strength had been pretty high in this, so it would once again replace those levels that it touched a few days back. That was the basic reason of choosing Idea.
All right, relative strength looking strong for an Idea Cellular. That's a 52-week chart gain, close to 34%. Rajat has placed a target of 98.5, which is close to getting hit, given that it's at a level of about 97. Tata Global Beverages, Deepak, just a few days ago, in fact, you had mentioned that, you don't really see too much of a pattern in most of these stocks, but nonetheless, you have placed a buy call. The target has been hit. What are the charts indicating?
Made a very strong move yesterday, and this is a stock which has made once in a while some pretty good moves, and more importantly, they tend to sustain for at least a few hours or maybe a couple of days. A lot of stocks, after making a move, tend to give back some of the gains, making stop losses vulnerable. So this was picked for that reason, and it's paid off today. But otherwise, also the stock is not bad from a long-term perspective. It's been a reasonably strong outperformer of most stocks in the market in the last 2 or 3 months at least. It's recently gone above its 200-day moving average, and I think today if it stabilizes above 110, it's going to be at the highest price in 2011. So the long term is beginning to look better in this stock now if this price sustains.
All right, longer term view is positive if the price sustains there. The stock's high by 5% in intraday trade today. Yesterday also the volumes look good. People have chosen this one, and the target has been hit. On to the second stock for each of them. in their portfolio then. And we've got Bharti Airtel, which is a buy call coming in for Gaurang. Remember yesterday, it was a slight bit of a disappointment in terms of the Bharti Airtel numbers, at least on the bottom line, which came in below street estimates. But that was also because of the fact that they had a goodwill write-off of closer to 500 crore rupees, which was categorized as depreciation and amortization, which would probably, cause the bottom line to shrink. Though the top line came in pretty much in line with analyst expectations. Before we go across to Gaurang, just address those flashes on your screen. Ramalinga Raju's bail plea has been dismissed. Remember, we have been awaiting this. A trial court hearing was actually reserved till today to talk about the bail pleas there of Ramalinga Raju and 7 other accused in the Satyam scam. CBI had been, taking forth the matter, and it opposed the bail plea, saying that the accused, there was no change in the circumstances and hence the bail was not necessary. And that's the verdict that's come out. It has been dismissed as of now. So that's the word that we have. But on to the stock game once again, and Bharti Airtel, Gaurang, is your buy pick?
And I think I got a little bit sentiment with that particular stock, and I paid a price for it, my stop loss getting triggered. Well, on the long term, the stock looks quite good. Not to forget that over the last couple of months, the entire telecom pack, both Bharti, Idea, and as a matter of fact, Reliance Communication has been doing quite well compared to what the market is doing or its other sectors are doing. But over here, I guess, like you rightly mentioned, Devina, I don't think the market has taken it well. My stop loss was verified, I think 420. It just went tagged below that and got triggered off. I don't know what's trading at right now, whether it bounced back from those levels. But the fact is that if you get sentiment, I think you have to pay a price for it.
Okay, so a bit of, Gaurang repenting that pick for Bharti Airtel. It's a level of about 423. Rajat, Gaurang categorically stated that it was a sentimental choice as to why he picked the stock. What about you? Given that the results were a bit negative, isn't it a bit of a contra call going long?
See, if I'm not mistaken, the results came during market hours, I think, and the kind of movement that it showed yesterday, after touching the low of 412.7, I think it closed at 426. So I feel that if there were to be negatives in that result, market has already discounted it, and it was a pure technical call. That's why I've chosen Bharti, and mine is an even tighter stop loss. And expecting that the momentum that Bharti had would rub off again and it would move up. But an elaboration of Bharti's results being poor and the pink peppers, I think has put paid to me.
Alright, so a very tight stop loss there, but getting hit nonetheless on a Bharti Airtel. Did see a pickup post to the digestion of the numbers. Came back up from the lowest point of the day, but still looking weak in today's session. The other stock also that's looking weak in today's session is Deepak's second pick, and that is an Aditya Birla Nuvo. Is down by about 1% in the session, but still no complaints there. Very close to its 52-week high. Deepak, you've selected this one as a buy call.
Pretty good momentum stock over the last 2 or 3 months. So essentially picked in the hopes that it continues to do so on a short-term basis as well. So that is not really happening as we speak. It's still above the stop loss, but getting closer to it. It did make a very nice breakout past 970 yesterday, and I think what we are seeing is a bit of a downward pullback after that breakout. Sooner or later, I would expect it to start rallying again, but given that the market is also slipping today, and so is the stock, chances are the stop loss will be taken out before it starts recovering.
Alright, that's the word coming in on AB Nuvo, which as Nivina mentioned is a tad weak in today's session, lower by close to 0.5%, trading at 976. Time to take a quick break on that note, but we'll pull up the calculator plate once again to give us an indication as to what their scores are indicating. So, on last count, it was Gaurang Shah who was in third place, making a gain of close to 13,000 rupees. I don't think too much has changed since then. You have him stopped out on a Bharti Airtel. So, all in all, we are seeing that same kind of momentum which is playing out. He is making strong gains on 3 of his other stocks, particularly Godrej Industries, Yes Bank, and ITC. On to Rajat Bose, who has been stopped out on a Bharti Airtel the same way, making gains on 3 of his other stocks. So all in all, it's a gain of close to 9%, 48,000 in his portfolio. And finally, Deepak Mohani, who continues to lead with a strong gain of close to 55,000 rupees, target hit on Tata's local beverages.
All right, but as we're talking about earnings, we're getting numbers ticking fast. So Maharashtra Seamless came up with these numbers yesterday. Disappointing on the profitability front. The top line grew by about almost 20%. We've got the management joining us right now. Ravi Gupta, the CFO of Maharashtra Seamless, joins us right now to talk about the numbers. Mr. Gupta, thanks very much for being with us. Can you throw some more light as to what happened in the quarter gone by and why profitability has been a slight of a disappointment, though your top line has shown a steady growth? Mr. Gupta? Mr. Gupta, can you hear me? All right. I don't think he can hear me at this point in time, but that is the net profit number that is coming. 71.65 crore rupees, which is down on a year-on-year basis for quarter one by 28.68%. Though we have seen that the top line or the net sales numbers have come in robust, 20% higher for quarter one. Maharashtra Seamless, the stock price, however, reflecting some bit of a downward bias, which is down about 1%. 372 is where the counter is currently trading at.
Okay, so a bit of a downward bias coming in there for that stock. But we were talking as far as the bail petition for Ramalinga Raju. It was up for hearing today, and we were talking about how it is likely that he may get bail. But this time around, the bail petition has been dismissed by the lower court. And it's not just been dismissed for Ramalinga Raju, but also for the 7 others who were accused in the case. The trial also is likely to take 2 months as it will finally come to a conclusion. Remember, as far as this is concerned, the prosecution has already completed its arguments, and at present, the witnesses which are presented by it are being examined by the defense, and that's the final verdict which has come out. There were a total of 228 witnesses who were produced by the prosecutors. Of them, you had about 60 who were employees of Satyam, and after the examination of some of the witnesses, the defense would also said that they would like to present some of their own witnesses. So as of now, as it stands, you had the bail petition which has come up for hearing, which has been dismissed for Ramalinga Raju, plus all of the others who have been brought up in the same case. Of course, we will be getting you updates on the same, but that's the live footage from Hyderabad as far as Ramalinga Raju's bail petition being dismissed is concerned.
Apart from that, we had CBI counsel Surendra who had actually opposed the bail pleas, saying that there was no change in circumstances and hence the bail was not necessary. He also recalled that the Supreme Court had earlier rejected the bail petitions of the accused, and since the trial in the case is not yet over, bail was not necessary. However, Senior Advocate Rao and 3 other counsels who appeared for the accused contended that there were indeed changed circumstances and their clients were exercising their right for bail. But at this point in time, as we speak, the bail plea from the lower court has been dismissed for Ramalinga Raju. Alright, on that note, we'll take a short break right now, come back with more stocks and DNS and stuff. Hi there, you're still tuned into DNS and the stock game. We're going to be discussing stock number 3 and stock number 4 of all our experts on day 4. The third stock that's coming in from Gaurang Shah's portfolio is a banking counter. A buy call coming in on a Yes Bank. Gaurang, while, from all the banking names, Yes Bank does stand as a favorite there. But what is the call on the overall position that one can take, maybe even from a medium-term point of view?
Firstly, David, I think the private sector banks will possibly do better than what your PSU lot would do. So, as a brokerage house, our inclination is more towards the private sector banks, and in that, amongst the front line, we have the most preferred bank would be ICICI Bank, then Axis Bank, and amongst the mid-cap, banks like Yes Bank and IndusInd Bank. Now, why ICICI Bank? I think over the last 2 or 3 quarters, consistent performance has been coming through. And we expect that the bank will definitely deliver better performance. Given the fact that the interest rate scenario is also likely to be peaking out over the next couple of months after the next move by the RBI to increase the interest rates, then a little bit of cool off. Now, why Yes Bank? I think purely from a short to medium term point of view, any levels close to about 300, 305, you see a significant of interest, buying interest coming into this particular bank. So Primarily, that's the reason. As a disclosure, as a brokerage house, we do have a buy coverage on Yes Bank, and our initial target's about 345 to 365. And in case if the quarterly numbers that unfold going forward, if they are better than what our expectation is, I think the targets will also be revised upward. As of now, I'm working with a target of about 315 on Yes Bank and a stop loss of about 303.
Okay, that's the Yes Bank. Got on bullish on the counter and expecting buying activity at a level of about 300 to 305. Rajat, same case scenario. You've also gone long in a banking stock, Vijaya Bank, but not a great set of numbers. How's it shaping up on the chart?
See, I didn't go by fundamentals. What I did was that